Good morning, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue our author study on Mo Willems. And today we're going to read our last Knuffle Bunny book. And this book is called Knuffle Bunny Free, An Unexpected Diversion by Mo Willems. Let's see what happens to Knuffle Bunny this time. One day, not so long ago, Trixie took a big trip with her family. They were on their way to visit Trixie's Oma and Opa in Holland. Holland is far away. So now that I'm reading this, I have a text-to-self connection. Trixie is going to see her Oma and Opa in Holland. My great-grandparents were from Holland, and my mom called her grandma Oma and her grandpa Opa. So just like the story, there's something in my real life that I can connect that to. So that meant taking a taxi to the airport, waiting in line, watching Knuffle Bunny go through the big machine, waiting some more, and finally getting onto a real airplane. So now I want to know, does anybody have a text-to-self connection? Has anybody gone on an airplane? Did you have to go through security where they put your stuff through an x-ray machine? That's cool. So you're connecting to the story. On the plane, Trixie played and read and slept. Before she knew it, the plane had landed. Trixie and her family left the airport and got on a train to go to Oma and Opa's house. Oma and Opa were so happy to see Trixie. Soon, Oma and Trixie were drinking cold glasses of chocolate milk in the garden. Suddenly, Trixie realized something. All right, make a prediction. What do you think Trixie realized? Trixie didn't tell her daddy that Knuffle Bunny was gone. She didn't have to. Trixie daddy called the airline and asked them to look for Knuffle Bunny on the plane. But the plane had left for China. China is very far away. Trixie's mommy hugged her and asked her to be brave. Trixie's daddy told the story of when he was a little boy and said goodbye to his special Lammy. Oma gave Trixie another glass of chocolate milk and remarked on how big she was getting. Trixie understood. She was getting bigger. Even if she wished she wasn't. The next morning, Trixie tried to enjoy going to the cafe and the swings in the playground and the carnival that was in town. Now, do you think Trixie is enjoying those things? Yeah, I don't think she was really enjoying it. Look at her face. And while the whole week was filled with fun things like eating French fries on the street, visiting real windmills, and feeding ducks, Trixie was still sad. She missed her Knuffle Bunny. Oma and Opa understood. Oma and Opa had a plan. That night, they had a surprise for Trixie. A brand new, top-of-the-line, Funny Bunny Wunny Doll Extreme. All right, I want you to make another prediction. Do you think Trixie's gonna like this bunny? Let's find out if you're right. It could walk. It could speak in Dutch. It could dance. But it couldn't make Trixie feel any better. Yeah, she was not happy with that one. Trixie was sure that she wouldn't be able to sleep another night in a strange bed without her Knuffle Bunny. But before she knew it, she was dreaming. She dreamed of Knuffle Bunny and all the places he would visit. She dreamed of the children Knuffle Bunny would meet. She dreamed of how Knuffle Bunny would make them feel. The next morning, Trixie felt better. Trixie had a big breakfast. She played with Oma on the playground swings. She even tried a sip of Opa's coffee at the cafe. It was a great day. Before she knew it, the trip was over and it was time to go home. Trixie hugged Oma and Opa as hard as she could. Then Trixie and her family got back onto the train and back onto the plane and listened to the crying baby as the plane lifted off. Wah! But can you believe it? Right there on that very plane, Trixie noticed something. Knuffle Bunny! Trixie was so happy to have Knuffle Bunny back in her arms. Wah! Happy enough, Trixie turned around and said, "Would your baby like my Knuffle Bunny?" Happy enough to make decision. "Really?" asked the baby's mother. "Really?" asked Trixie's dad. "Really?" asked Trixie's mom. "Blaggy, blaggy," asked the baby. "Really," said Trixie. She was big enough. The baby was happy. The baby's mother was thankful. Trixie's parents were proud. And the other passengers were very relieved. And that is how, a few weeks later, Trixie received her first letter. "Dear Trixie, how are you doing? We are doing well." All right, boys and girls, so today, again, you're going to write your book review. So I already wrote in for you the author, Mo Willems, the title, Knuffle Bunny Free. Rate your book. 1 star means you didn't like it. 5 stars means you really liked it. Color in your stars. I like this book and tell us why. And if someone wanted to read this book, I would tell them, give us your opinion. Why do you think somebody should read it or should not read it? Then you're going to work on this. Character changes. How did Trixie change throughout the Knuffle Bunny books? So in Knuffle Bunny, Trixie is, and you can draw a picture or you can write some words about what Trixie is. In Knuffle Bunny, do you remember how old Trixie was? Do you think she was big or she was small, younger? Yeah, Trixie was a little baby in Knuffle Bunny. She couldn't even talk. And then Knuffle Bunny 2. Trixie is how old do you think she is? Do you think she's big? Do you think she's little? In Knuffle Bunny 2, remember she loses her bunny at school. They mix them up with her and Sonia. And then Knuffle Bunny Free. How is Trixie different? We just read that one. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do is I want you to think about what happens in all of these stories. In all of these stories, what happens to Knuffle Bunny? What does Trixie... Yeah, Trixie's problem in the stories is she keeps losing poor Knuffle Bunny. In the first book, she loses him where? Yeah, in the laundromat. The second book, she loses it where? Yeah, her and Sonia mixed them up because they had brought the same bunny to school. And then in the third book, she loses her bunny where? On the airplane. So I want you to think, have you ever lost something that was important to you? So this paper says, one time I lost. And you're going to write about something that you lost. So one time I lost my... What did you lose? I'm going to write about my wedding ring. Now, my wedding ring is really special to me. And one time I lost it. So one time I lost my wedding ring. I put it down to cook dinner. And when I went back to the counter to look for it, it was gone. And I'm going to put some exclamation points because that is really important to me. It was gone. All right. I looked all over for it. I looked on the floor, in the garbage, under the counters, but I couldn't find it. I finally looked in the drawer and I found it. I was so happy. All right, so that's one time I lost something. And then at the top you could draw a picture. I'll put a little...
Mama. Mama.
What?
Can we go downstairs? Let's go.
So then I would make this. So I drew my wedding ring, and then I would need to put in a label so that people know what it's supposed to be. And I would write, maybe make my box bigger. Wedding ring. So that was my story when I lost something. So today your job is going to be to write something that you lost. So your paper is going to look just like this, and you can draw a picture or you can use the clip art on Google Slides to try. And then you're going to write what happened. If you can't write on the document, you can write in a notebook and send a picture. Or you can write on a dry erase board and send it that way. But we want to see your writing, so try the best you can. If you can write it right on your tablet, that's even better. All right. You boys and girls have a great day. If you need any help, you can reach out to us on Dojo or on the classroom stream. We look forward to seeing your work.